Was that Phil giving you my phone number?
No, I just found it. It was extra to the back of the toilet.
Oh, right.
It's been a bit of a difficult day, difficult weekend.
I'm speechless. So yeah, which, as you know very well, is rare for me.
I've lost too much sleep, but I haven't lost enough weight.
Sorry. Why
You know, there's just a thing about the hour before a race. It's like centre-hoop-based nerves which create stomach pangs, and not just for the drivers either. Teams, family, friends, officials, even us from the media. And it's because you simply don't know what's coming next. Over the years that I've covered motor racing, I've been in attendance for championship showdowns. I capture the day in both words and pictures. And sometimes there's 6 drivers in with a shout, and sometimes it's just a couple. Here at Silverstone for TCR UK in 2024 was somewhere in between that. 3 drivers, one with a big advantage, the other 2, nothing to lose. All it would take would be a non-finish in one of the 3 races of a championship leader, Carl Bordley, and the 2 in pursuit, Brad Hutchison and Callum Newsham, and they'd be levelled up. As the cars headed the grid for the second race, it felt more relaxed than it looked. The pressure was there, but there were calculations: who needs to finish where, who needs to do what. The simple fact for Callum Newsham and Brad Hutchison was they needed a win. While Rick Carrier already clinched the Gen 1 Cup, the matter of overall honours would see Newsham dominate the race. 12 seconds was the gap to second place Hutchison, with Luke Sargent taking his first ever podium in TCR UK, a further 4 seconds behind. And Carl Bordley just hoovering up the points in 4th place. I mean, there's still a chance for the 2nd and 3rd place drivers in the championship to nab that crown at this point.
Ready into club as Brad Hutchinson comes out of stone, and it's Luke Sargent in 3rd, Carl Bordley 4th, Darren Lewis 5th, and the first to late doors.
Hey! Took your fucking time, didn't you?
I know.
Backed out.
I'm knackered.
Could be over. So it is, yeah. Easy, man, easy, isn't it?
Easy, yeah.
Too easy.
Too easy, yeah.
Should have had that front end on earlier in the year.
I know.
I had to run away from the TV with a lap to go. 40 within a lap.
Right, you ready guys? Go, go, go.
He's number 1 touring car fan.
Who?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking fan.
Is your GoPro cold or something? What's happened?
Yes,
Is that a cold GoPro?
it is. That's a wind muff. I've got another one with a different kind of hairy muff for when I do interviews.
You've got to go scarier, walking around with your buff out.
I mean, I'm being funny. He's hard as nails and he's got no socks on. Well,
The trouble is, BTCC is so expensive now, you can't even afford socks. That's
I'll come and race with him then.
a running budget of that. I'm surprised Pete's got trousers, if I'm honest.
This is actually recording, you
I
know.
thought Pete was meant to sell the bottom half of his jeans to carry on.
I'll be selling kidneys.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
So are you gonna get him next year or not?
No. The idea is we're going there to be the championship side, to bring in all the drivers, the new drivers, so they can race with us for a year or two, and then they move up to replace him because he'll be too old probably by then.
Let's get in there.
Or to add to it.
It's the beginning of the end, I think.
The idea is to find the new Tom Gingram and the new Aston.
Tom Gingram?
Yeah.
So who gave you my phone number?
You are?
Who gave you? Was that Phil giving you my phone number?
No, I've just found it.
It's the back of a toilet.
Yeah.
Is it Weatherby Services?
How do you know that? That's right. Actually, I had an hour's sleep there last Sunday night. Took 25 hours I was out.
He's the journo, they've got that magazine and everything, and he writes stuff and people go, ooh, and he's like, he wrote about us going to bar and he slacked the Lord out of this lot saying that they weren't.
No, I just told the truth. I told the truth.
What have we told you?
Do you know what?
The truth?
Do you know what they think? I've told you to say that.
Well,
And I was laughing.
Don't know the truth, get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
well, you got to do it properly.
It's the truth, isn't it?
Well, that's it, huh? So you're going to win this one?
Never bollocks. It's about numbers up.
You should have set up your own class for this weekend.
Yeah.
The Stuart Ladd's invitation.
Over 60s.
Yeah.
Over 60s.
Aye.
There you go, 61 now, you know. Oh, yeah.
Well, you wouldn't think with that hair, would you?
You know what I mean? I'll tell you something.
Turkey's got a lot to answer
If I
for.
was racing against 60-year-old blokes, I think I'd be the fucking main man. But I'm not. I'm racing against 20-year-old kids. So that's the difficult bit.
Any excuse.
You see, it's nice if I say I'm 61, everyone goes. But when you say you're 61, they just go, oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
do you know why we all get surprised when we say you're 60? Because you were 60 10 years ago. That's
Paul O'Neill used to be a British road car driver, now an amazing commentator. You have been paid to say that. I have.
How come he got that and I got the other all of them?
Because you never mentioned me. You're here briefed it. He's like, oh, so he was here, he was there. His name's Jack and he's nice to meet you.
There we go, I love that. Thank you very much.
So, right, put your up first.
Oh, let's go, go on.
Time's money and all that. I'm terrible at this. 6.
6. Oh, Christ.
What do you reckon? Rubbish. Oh, absolutely not. That's 16, mate. Not 16. I am terrible at this. So here is Paul O'Neill up to the hockey. Let's just have a. Miss.
Are you warm?
You've missed. I am actually really bad. What do you reckon?
I've got more unblocked than that, but I think Paul's trying to literally reach to the ball at this rate.
Am I allowed to? 10?
I am over it. Oh,
What?
Oh, okay, that's.
So, Paul O'Neill with a lightning start there, like his first time
like
career.
16, isn't it?
On the beer soon. I might have got it. Sexy bastard. You know, race 3, it really did feel tight as the grid was formed. As the cars were worked on for the final time this season on a track, it was do or die. While Bordy had spent the weekend nursing a niggling car, a car that he didn't want to change the setup on, he didn't want to also get caught up in any kind of mess created by others. He just wanted to do his thing, get through the race. And all he needed was a 9th place to take the title. But for Hutchinson and Newsham, they were both 33 points behind. That's 40 points for a win, 35 points for a 2nd place. So it was possible.
One last time.
A failing clutch ended the race for Newsham straight off the line. So from the off, it was Hutchinson versus Bordy for the title. Brad did his bit. Ahead of him, Adam Shepherd, whose fuel pressure problems across the last few races were compounded further by fuel system damage thanks to receiving fuel on Sunday that had been mixed with water. His car faded at the halfway point. After that, Hutchinson just upped the game, took the lead, and ultimately off for the win, putting the pressure on Bordy. As long as he didn't drop a bollock, the defending champion had retained his crown.
Go on, up you get, man, up you get.
Across the line, Hutchinson was followed by Steve Laidlaw in a beautiful new Cooper VZ and Alistair Camp in the Hyundai i30, but a penalty for Camp for track limits would push Sargent to 3rd and Bordy to 4th, which was enough to retain the title.
I've just signed your own death warrant.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Make sure we get over the jump.
Sticking your head in the wheel.
Legend. Any of the team want to go in as well? Yeah. Come on, you on.
I can't do that.
That's fine. Stand behind him. Lovely guys. Don't be shy.
Go on, Dick, go in here. Somebody stand here, I look fucking shit. Stand here, half an hour.
Straight this way, guys. Straight this way. Lovely stuff. Number one here. Lovely stuff. Legend. Legends, guys. Thank you.
Second time's a charm. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, made up with that, to be fair. It's been a it's been a bit of a difficult day, difficult weekend. We haven't really had the pace this weekend. I think we know why. We got a little bit of an issue that we had probably come to light on Friday, but we decided rather than take a risk and maybe go a different path with the car, just to stick with what we've got. Obviously, coming into this round, we got a healthy lead, and we knew that other people would eat into that as the races went on. But it's just a case of we've done 2 seasons in TCR and we've never not finished a race. So
yeah,
we know that the reliability is there. The guys behind me are all cracking lads, and we get on with the job. We make sure the car's right. We make sure the car suits me. And obviously, we've got the job done again.
Is it sweet the second time? Because this time, it's been a fight in a different way, hasn't it?
It has. It's maybe a lot of people have said to me it's probably a bit more difficult to win it this year because there's fewer cars. So if someone has a bit of an off race, they're still sort of 6th, 7th, 8th, that sort of thing. So obviously everybody's still scoring points unless they have a DNF. So yeah, from that side, it's probably made it a little bit more difficult. I think the racing was probably a little bit better last year, more cars, but it's still been ultra competitive. Is it sweet a second time around? It's nice to be a back-to-back champion.
You've done it before in other categories, well, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, so it's nice to do back-to-back. Last year was quite sweet though, because it was the first championship I won for probably 8 or 9 years. So yeah, I'm made up, but in a slightly different way.
When you first came into the championship in 2023 after your British touring car thing, you said you came here because you wanted to have fun.
Yep.
And has that been mission accomplished?
So far, yeah, it has. Everywhere we've gone, we've just, I know 1 or 2 of them don't really think I'm being genuine and serious when I say it, but it is literally that. We I've known all these guys for a while. You know, we all get on. We all have a few words with one another at certain times as well. We have a laugh and a giggle. And at the end of the day, if we weren't going to enjoy it, then we shouldn't be doing it. Yes, it's serious, and yes, you have to get your serious head on when the time is right to do so. But at the same time, I have to say, if you're not going to have a laugh along the way, then what's the purpose to it?
Yeah. I mean, was there any point this season that, like, what was the high point during the year?
Probably Silverstone race 3 for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and Adam had a little bit, you know, on the Saturday race.
I mean, on the Saturday, you proved you can race clean.
I mean, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, there was nothing malicious from anybody. We've just got on with it. And yeah, race 3 at Silverstone, it was almost like, right, I'm just going to take me sensible hat off, and I'm going to race this time. And to win that race by 10 or so seconds or something like that, it was like, there you go. If the pace needs to be there, then the pace is there. It's not, you know, it's not an issue. So that was probably the highlight, you know, of the season for me. And yeah, to come away from a 30 race season having won 5 races and copious amounts of podiums, and not a single DNF as well, is testimony to what I've been doing, and, you know, definitely the lads behind me as well.
You said last time at Silverstone you took your sensible hat off, but you're wearing it today. And what was the thoughts in the last race? Was there any, like, emotion, or was it just concentrating on getting the flag?
No, just concentrate on just winding the laps down. I had a vibration from probably the midway point. So at that point, I let Luke go. I let Steve go early doors anyway. Didn't really want to battle or fight with anybody. And it was just a case of, you know, pick your battles, choose when you need to, you know, when you need to defend, when you don't, choose when you need to go on the attack and when you don't, and just nurse it home and get it across the line.
So will there be drinks tonight?
1 or 2. Or 8 or 9.
Topper.
Is that too close if I do it there or not?
Aye.
Is that alright?
As long as I can. I've got to hold it up anyway. Yeah, in the mic.
Rex don't give me any money, so I could flop about. These guys do.
So then, yesterday and this morning, a win wasn't exactly on your mind, was it?
No. We knew it was going to be difficult. Obviously, the Hyundai's been quick all year, and we knew Carl was going to play it safe. I didn't realise quite how safe he was going to play it. But yeah, I mean, it just sort of, everything went as good as it could have done. I can't stop smiling, so that must be a good thing. I think I can just be proud more than anything, part of the team and what we've achieved. And when I say team, I mean all the partners that we have on board as well. They're all part of the team. They all, you know, get us to the grid. But yeah, no, I'm speechless. So yeah, which, as you know very well, is rare
hard
for me.
It's hard, yes.
Yeah.
So I have to look for the searching questions now. We've spoke before about how you negative points at Brands Hatch. At that point in the season, was there a point where you thought this year's not going to be ours? But at the end of the day, you've come away with a handful of wins.
Yeah. Well, the problem I had when we switched to the Cooper was that I didn't have any excuses anymore. So I knew going into the season we had to be one of the title contenders, and after the first round it was more of a negative points. But I never ever considered us out of the championship. But then at the same time, I didn't. The first time I checked the points was before this round.
Yeah.
So that's when someone said we're P2 in the championship, and a bit of bad luck from Carl, and it's on, and he's having such a faultless season, so that he's dropped more points than I think, if you look without drop scores, he's way up the road, and Carl and I have had our fair share of bad luck incidents and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, like I said before, Carl didn't win it today. He won it all season.
Yeah. Was there a point in that last race when you got into the lead, you were just thinking, there's a Cooper behind us, I would love just to have just a little failure where he has to stop?
Yeah.
Or did you think about the championship when you got in the lead?
Yeah, more than I care to admit. We had his position on the pit board as well.
Yeah.
So I had my position, his position, and I was I'm not a mathematician. I don't tend to do maths on a weekend, but I was told something like you needed to finish outside of the top 7, and I needed to win. And that was it. And I came around the corner. Was it top 9?
Top 9.
Oh, right, okay, it's not even a word then. But in my head it was 7, and I saw C7 on the board, and I thought, okay, I need to pass Adam now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was flashing my headlights like, come on, mate, let me pass. But yeah, no, it was, I mean, now you said 9, I do feel a little bit better about it because, you know, putting yourself in that position where you can finish 9th and still win a championship is that's a strong showing. And, you know, there's a number 1 on his car for a reason. He's been here before, he's done it all before. So, yeah, we'll come back, we'll see, get a plan for next year and, hopefully give him a
with this year in that car now, you are a serious championship contender next year already.
I'm glad you think so. I think you might be the only one that thinks that, but hopefully we're seeing as championship contenders from the outset and not the best of the rest. But yeah, no, I think we're serious. Yeah, should be good.
Luke Sargent, podium finisher. How does that feel?
Double podium finisher.
Double podium finisher, actually. Yes, of course.
Not bad for that man, is it?
Forgive my fucking thick Macamness. Finally, you getting there. Finally, was that the goal?
Yeah, I knew in the second race or the third race, I knew Campy was getting a penalty. I didn't know if it was 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm gutted for him. A nice one to get a podium, but at the same time, I'll take it all day long. So I was in the race, and it was so boring for me. I got past Carl fairly swiftly, and I wasn't messing about. I was going to get past him, try and keep up with Campy and Steve.
Yeah.
And I just chuffed up the inside through Stowe, and was like, okay, try and catch him. I just couldn't catch him. But we stayed with them, the pace and the gap didn't change, but they were just that little bit faster every lap, a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think in the race, I was like, what's the gap? And I knew where the start line was, so I was counting it in my head, I was like 1, 2, 3. I was like, if it's 10 we're alright, if it's 5 it may not be okay. Obviously it was in the end.
Yeah.
And they had a little bit of battle which cost them a bit of time as well. But no, it took me a while. We finally got there, so the old man's, I can retire now. I can retire with 2 podiums. But I think we've all, my lips are killing me. It's so cold.
Yeah.
Everyone's literally just dying of manky, and like I'm diseased.
Now, you've done two seasons with the various cars. I'm
like the TCR car slag, aren't I? I can swear on yours.
You've taken over from Andy Wilmot.
I was about to say I'm the modern day Andy Wilmot. Coming Luke Wilmot. Yeah, it was never meant to be like that. Obviously, the i30 I bought was with the Elantras and ended up owning. I bought the Elantra and ended up owning that for various reasons. Obviously, that was an amazing car.
Yeah.
Just the BOP wasn't there.
Yeah.
So we bought the Cupra. And I enjoyed the first few rounds, but the numbers weren't there.
Yeah.
And Steve obviously bought my car off me, gave me good money for it, and I was like, I'm done. And then Stuart teased me back in, and I got back in, and yeah, I'm glad I did. Especially Thruxton, I was raging at Thruxton.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that seemed to be like the low point of the last 2 years.
It was embarrassing. I qualified 6.5 seconds off.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't go to Thruxton in the wet. Never being there.
Yeah, no testing,
and think you're going to be on P5. So you know that I was rather annoyed on that one.
Yeah.
But we came back stronger this weekend. You know, the car was amazing. We had a couple of issues in race 2 and 3 with brakes, which is why Carl caught me at the end of race 2, and then why in race 3 we had them again towards the end. So that same issue cost me a podium at Silverstone as well. So that needs sorting for whoever drives it next.
Yes.
But
that's not going to be you, is it not?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. There's a few rounds I want to do next year, which rounds everyone wants to do now. So that's if I can. I'm not.
Would it be Donington with the GTs by any chance?
It would be Donington National, Alton Park, and Silverstone National.
Yes.
But I only do it in a Gen 2. I only do it in a competitive car. I'm not going to do it in a Gen 1 or something stupid. If someone's got a car that's there and it's the right deal, I'll do it. If I don't do it, I'm going to be gutted. Not really.
I've lost too much sleep, but I haven't lost enough weight. But that's beside the point. Carl Bordley's took his second championship, as we've seen today, in the final race of the season. It's been a points hoovering exercise towards the end of the year. There's been some fantastic driving from them. There's been fantastic driving across the grid. This season, I think there has been a little bit of well, the grids have been a little bit smaller than last year, with a low of 12 at one point, but there's reasons for that. I'm not going to go into now the tyres at Truxton thing again. We'll not go into that. But in general, the racing's been good. I think out of the, what was it, let's try and do me maths, 7 rounds, 21 races. I think we've had about 18 that have been really, really good quality. I think there's a couple, one at Thruxton, one at Snetterton, that didn't really light things up. But that's focusing on the bad things. And there has been other bad things. I think some of the organisation from the organising clubs not being up to scratch, some of the officiating, in my opinion, and the opinion of others, in an honest held opinion, has been absolutely atrocious at points, if we're going to be completely and utterly honest. In fact, embarrassing. It's left a lot of people quite angry, and it's left a lot to be desired. Hopefully that won't be repeated next year with the move to Bark. 2 championships in a row for Carl Bordley. I think they've both been deserved, and as he said in his interview, it's been in 2 very, very different circumstances in terms of the makeup of the field, the addition of the 3rd race, the reduction in race lengths, the change in qualifying. It hasn't fazed him. We've seen new stars rising. Brad Hutchison's pulled off some fantastic wins. He's put in some brilliant drives. He's shown that he's, you know, he's a tall lad. He's got big arms, so he certainly gets the elbows out. Callum Newsham, there's been some speed in that I-30, and it's the team's really got those cars hooked up, because you think Darren Lewis has been on the ball as well. I think it's been a really tough year for Adam Shepherd. He could have been not just in contention for the championship, he could have actually, I think, won the championship, because there's a good 6 or 7 rounds where, if it wasn't for technical problems, the speed was just absolutely outrageous. And to be frank, the way he was fucked over at Crofts was for a championship that's trying to build into something popular as a spectator sport. It doesn't look good to have a championship contender pulled out for apparently being, you know, the clerk of the course deciding he's not up to it effectively. That's just bull, in my opinion. That's knackered, that is. Absolutely. The Gen 1 Cup, Rick Kerry's been brilliant. It's a shame Will Beach wasn't here at the end of the year, but it's been great racing between the 2. It's been close, it's been fun. Is there any highlights? That's a really hard one, because I can't single out a highlight, because there's been so many actually on the track and off the track. It's a really friendly, welcoming championship. There's lots of friendly faces and some pranks and some good chat and absolute honesty. You could say there's no politicking, but there's always politicking in motorsports. That's part of what motorsport is. But it hasn't been to a level that's dragged things down. It's been intriguing. There's been claims and counter-claims, some interesting turnouts up in the steward's room. There's been some interesting things with, you know, that car's BOP, that car's too fast. There's been all that kind of thing. There's been many McDonald's eaten. For yet another year, because I've been following and working with TCR since 2018. It was the first time I worked on covering TCR, and in that time I've visited too many dirty toilets in far too many service stations up and down the country. I have a list of the good and the bad McDonald's. On the M18, just onto the A631 on the edges of Rotherham, that has been consistently the best McDonald's for breakfasts and teas for the last few years. The one outside Silverstone, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Sometimes it's cold, but on a night like British Touring Cars, it's absolutely fucking ram-packed, so you can't say that. Markham Moor, I had my best burger and worst burger there this year. Cold. And they wouldn't replace it, the bastards. The well, that's it. I'm just chatting a load of shite. Silverstone, ta-ra, and